You might have heard last Sunday the G7 countries banned import of Russian gold. But did you know that the president has the power to ban gold here in the United States with this one thing? This ban on Russian imported gold is really quite an interesting headline for a number of reasons. First, it shows us that gold as a monetary asset isn't quite as antiquated as some people desperately try to make it seem. It's obviously important enough for major countries of the world to agree not to accept it from one country. Second, this ban is really only a formality since many of the G7 countries have halted importations from Russia when the war broke out in February. Third, it raises the question about true effectiveness of this ban and its effect on the world market. Will gold price change with this import ban? I don't think it will. Russia is the second largest producer of gold in the world, right behind China, producing about 10% of the world's supply, which is fairly significant. But if we were going to see a rise in the gold price, it would have been back in February and March. We had already put a hold on Russian imports at that time. Now the import ban is more official. The price rose a little bit at the start of the war, but it proceeded to fall a couple $100s. How does this relate to the US president banning gold here? We all know the story about how gold was made illegal in the United States in 1933 and then made legal in 1974. But did you know that there is a special clause which allows the United States president to ban gold again? After Gerald Ford signed an executive order making gold ownership legal once again, Congress wanted to make sure something like this didn't happen to us. So they removed the president's authority to regulate gold, except during a national emergency of war. Sounds great, right? Well, it's all great and fine until they change the rules. Since the United States can go to war without actually having Congress declare war, definitions can get a little murky. Charges of traitor and labels such as enemy are thrown around too easily today. If the president can name whoever as the enemy and the government can change the laws as it suits them and the situation, then this clause and the caveat is really just a small speed bump on the road to implementation of a gold ban. If folks are sticking to the hardline stance, thinking gold can only be banned during a war, or that a gold ban cannot happen here, I think it's a bit naive and perhaps ignorant. If anything, this event with Russia is eye-opening. We tried to manipulate Russia's behavior by locking them out of the banking system. They proceeded to fall back on the ruble, demanding payment for natural gas and oil in the ruble. The ruble faltered for a little bit, but roared back and is currently stronger than it has been in 7 years. We are trying to limit their other means of transacting by preventing them from using their own gold supply. This import ban will be a resounding failure, as all sanctions historically have been. Russia can still transact with China and India, who are the world's largest gold consumers. Both China and India outpace United States gold consumption by 2.5 times. If you combine the consumption of gold by all the G7 countries, it doesn't even come close to matching the demand of either China or India. Why is this important? It's important because even though the leading countries in the G7 don't consume much of it, they understand how important gold is as a monetary asset to a nation and to a people. It sends a strong message to the world that gold is still a viable, anonymous asset, and it is feared. While the G7 countries didn't come close to gold consumption, Germany and Switzerland have the highest grams per capita. Following each world war, Germany experienced economic devastation. This left a deep impression on German culture, and they put their trust in a safe haven investment that has historically maintained its value. Switzerland has the highest gram per capita ownership, and this is explained by its huge banking sector, which also offers world-leading storage facilities. The reputation of Switzerland for producing gold is also born out of the high ownership of gold among its population. The last World War was 70 years ago, and the German population still recognizes gold's importance. I think more people are recognizing gold and its benefits more than ever before. This awareness is also born from seeing assets like stocks and Bitcoin crash while gold remains fairly stable. As for me personally, I'm very bullish on gold, and I think with inflation and everything else going on, it's a strong buy for me. Gold is savings, it's wealth preservation, it's freedom outside the system while holding no counterparty risk. Are you buying more gold? Let us know in the comments below. If you're still here, hit that like button and subscribe if you liked what you've heard. Your time is your most precious asset, and I appreciate you spending it here with me. Thank you all for watching. This is Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents.